This is Chris from Evolution Webs, and this is 9 tips to make your WordPress website faster. A lot of you will be familiar with a shared hosting server, and for some, being on a shared host will work perfectly fine. But for those who have looked up any speed tests or their site requires faster loading times, a dedicated WordPress server is definitely recommended. Your site only runs as fast as the server you're running on. Whenever your WordPress page has a new visitor, WordPress needs to rebuild, package your data, and then show the website to the users visiting. The problem here is that your website speed can be slowed in this process, and if your site brings a lot of traffic, this can cause more problems than necessary. We recommend that you download a cache plugin like W3 Total Cache. These plugins skip the build process and creates a copy of your website to show the user. Tip number 3, optimize your images. There are a couple of ways to optimize your images, one being the image's dimensions. When you upload your images to WordPress, you'll see a ton of sites that will upload the images at its full dimensions. You can avoid this by making your images around 1400 pixels wide, since the majority of viewers will only have a display that shows less than 1000 pixels. Another option is finding a free plugin that they offer on WordPress that can do this work for you. Tip number 4, removing sliders. Remove those sliders. In 2019, you should not be running sliders. Enough research has been done to show that big image sliders do not convert well and increase the size of your website, which just makes them not worth it whatsoever. Tip number 5. Depending on how long you've had your website, over time you may have installed plugins that you don't even use anymore. So go through your plugins list and remove any that you don't think are needed, or just the ones that you don't use. Keeping in line with tip number 5, tip number 6, remove pointless widgets. Widgets can be great, from social sharing to YouTube videos. The reason this can slow your site down are that these widgets require them to connect to their own server. Now if your site is content rich, this can really take a toll on your page loading speed, so try keep your social sharing widgets on content that actually is shareable, for example blogs or articles. Never upload videos to your own website. The best ways to showcase your videos are by uploading them to sites like YouTube or Vimeo. These sites are great to upload videos to and only require you to embed them into your website. Also, you can use a pop-up video player to increase your page speed without having your homepage actually load up the video. Tip number 8, use lazy loading plugins. Using a lazy load plugin is great. It will only load the content that is being shown on the browser window. Only when the user starts to scroll through your website, the rest of the page will be loaded just before they come into view. So this can definitely increase your page speed. Tip number 9, and our final tip, a CDN. A CDN is a great option to have on your site, but this is only if you have a site that is looking for a more global outreach. What a CDN does is it creates copies of your website and places them around the world on different servers. This means wherever the user is visiting from, they will connect to the closest server to them to load up your site. This has been Chris from Evolution Webs, and if you like this video, drop a like, a comment, and subscribe if you want more content like this.